Hey guys, how are you? My name is Hunter. My last name is Wiederstein. Isn't that funny? Hunter Wiederstein. It's a long name, it's a silly name, I know. But it's okay. I've heard it all before. I'm used to it. Sometimes when we hear new words, we don't always know what they mean. We might not understand them, and that's okay. Sometimes when we go to church, we can hear words that we don't always know, and that's okay. I want to use this morning and this little bit of time I have to talk to you about two words that you may not know very well. Is that okay? There's two words I want to talk to you about. The first word is apostle. I want to talk to you guys about what apostle means. And I also want to talk to you about disciple. And I want to talk to you about what a disciple is and how it's similar and different to an apostle. So, first up is apostle. A-P-O-S-T-L-E. What does that mean? An apostle is somebody who is chosen by Jesus to deliver a message. That's as simple as it gets. They're chosen by Jesus to give a message. They're not like a mailman. They don't go door to door to door to leave a piece of paper. But what they do is share the life and the love that Jesus has given them with special power. So I want to read to you about that and talk about the 12 apostles that Jesus kept close to him. This comes from Mark chapter 3, verses 13 through 19. Here we go. Jesus went up on a mountainside and called to him those he wanted, and they came to him. He appointed 12, that they might be with him and that he might send them out to preach and to have authority to drive out demons. These are the 12 that he appointed: Simon, James and his brother John, Andrew, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James, Thaddeus, Simon, and Judas. All of those men were some of Jesus' best friends, his closest followers. And because of that, Jesus chose them to give them power to do amazing things. And they all lived and learned and gave that message from Jesus. So, what is an apostle compared to a disciple? A disciple means a student. They are somebody who learns under a mentor or a teacher. In some ways, when we go to school, we're disciples learning about whatever is being taught to us. When we're in church, we're kind of learning and gaining knowledge. A disciple is somebody, specifically when it talks about the Bible, somebody who's learning and growing from Jesus and God. So, what's the difference? A messenger and a student. How are they the same? How are they the different? Well, I think sometimes a good comparison can be animals. We all have a favorite animal. Mine's a cheetah. Yours might be a lion or your dog. We all know different kinds of animals, right? Well, I have two friends here that I want to help show this message. Here's a sheep, and here's an elephant. Both of these are animals. All elephants are animals. All sheep are animals. But not all animals are elephants. And not all animals are sheep. Does that make sense? They're animals, but they're not the same kinds of animals. In the same way, all disciples are chosen by Jesus, and all apostles are disciples because they're learning from Jesus. But not all disciples are specifically chosen to have power like Jesus gave the apostles. So it's kind of like an umbrella with levels. Jesus appointed apostles, and all of these disciples are learning and living. It's kind of like an elephant, kind of like a sheep. It can be kind of confusing. But the important thing is what we do with it, what our message is and how we live our lives, just trying to follow Jesus like all other disciples do. So if I have one big message to share with you guys, it's that we are called to be disciples. We're called to be disciples, and we're called to make disciples. How do you do that? Well, we're all called to be disciples, to live and follow Jesus, and to become followers of him. We may not have special powers and be able to drive out demons, but what we can do is share the message and be a transformed person for God. The transformation that we see in the 12 apostles is how we can live our lives. They were different because they met Jesus, and we can be the same way. Our message, our living and learning that we do, is now about God's love through Jesus. We may not be able to do all the amazing things in Scripture that we see the apostles doing, but as disciples, we have good news. We are learning and living in Jesus. And that's amazing. That's exciting. It makes me want to do a little elephant. That's awesome. I'm excited. And I hope you guys learned a little something about an apostle and a disciple. It's good to see you guys, and I hope I can see you again soon. Have a great day.